Hello and welcome to another episode of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Last episode we ended up retrieving the third Aegis blade, but it crumbled away in our hands. Nia revealed herself as a blade and bonded to Rex. She confessed to him, but he was stupid and misunderstood.
Oops, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Okay, we have a named fight, but I can keep talking. And past all of that, we got here to the cliffs of Morytha to rescue Pyra. Fought Malos, and Nia, terrifyingly enough, gave him turbo cancer. So that was a thing, and she is very scary, and I'm glad she is on our side. It's good to see her coming into her own, though. She's always seemed really nervous, so it's just really nice to see her confident, I guess.
You have unwavering resolve.
The Seeker-Nator flower.
You're safe. Don't give them a moment's
No one can stop us now.
Unleash your power.
Also,
Your end is nigh.
beyond all of that, Malos has a Monado. That's apparently his Aegis. I'm not sure if Mithra's Aegis is a Monado, but he was using Monado armor and everything, so it wasn't just a lookalike. I'm kind of weirded out by it, to be honest. I'm just coming fresh off of the tail of the last episode because I'm recording 2 in one day for once.
You're slacking, my prince.
Why not? Ready? What do you want from me?
Alright, with that little interruption done, we're free to continue on with the episode.
I got stronger.
Man, even in her affinity chart, she sounds more confident than she did before.
And arrived.
Woot woot.
Who said woot woot? Was that Nia? How do I, Oh, join another cave. Okay, we'll go around. It's no big deal.
Cool, what a view.
You don't see that every day.
See, they keep calling these... Oh, dear. Gladiator Orion. That is the first level 100 I've seen in this game, I do believe. Which means that would be one of the turbo bosses, or one of the extra bosses. I'm kind of curious what's in that chest past him, but I know there's no way I would avoid him. So, I'll continue on my way and leave him for later. How do I get past that gate? Nia, don't jump off. So, how do I get past that gate down there? That's my big question right now. Oh, the way down is over here. Well, that's needlessly complicated. But whatever, I found it.
Treasure acquired.
Didn't expect to have to fall in a hole in the ground in order to progress. But I got it in the end. Can I open this stupid gate from the other side at least? Thank you. Okay. I guess we have to go face Jin with Malos incapacitated, though we weren't smart enough to finish him off or take his weapon or anything. Can blades just resummon their weapons? I don't know.
Pyra!
Ah, you missed the highlight. We already have everything we need from her.
Jin! What did you do to her?
I already told you.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
just
back
trying to
already.
get back what was stolen from me 5 centuries ago.
Malos. You're alive.
Of course he
You
is.
didn't think you could put me down that easily, did you?
You didn't even
I
try
am
to
an
finish him
Aegis.
off.
Don't underestimate me. I can't believe you fell for it.
You did this to her!
She betrayed herself as an Aegis, forming a bond with a piece of human trash. She tried so pathetically hard to hold on to her memories of you. But in the end, I got them all. She put up a brave little fight.
Please
don't steal my memories. Cute stuff like that. Sorry, boy. You came to this desolate place for nothing. Do you really want this useless husk? Go ahead and take it!
Pyra! Pyra! I'm so sorry. Pyra. Mithra. We made it this far, but...
Rex.
Rex! Nia,
Got it.
Dromark, take care of Pyra.
Understood.
What's this? I thought you'd start bawling and charge at me. What a big boy.
He's got a point. Rex would have done that.
I was stupid. I didn't understand Pyra and Mithra's feelings. Though we were destined to follow different paths, I tried to walk together. I walked in the shadow of the Aegis's light, blindly walking my own path, while she walked alone.
What are you blathering about?
So, I might be stupid, but I've made a decision.
Oh, what have you decided? You've come all this way. I'll hear you out.
It's obvious. I'll crush you into oblivion and take Pyra and Mithra to Elysium.
Crush us? Me and Jin? You couldn't take Jin on your own. And on top of that, I've regained control of all my Aegis powers. Not to mention the artifices. You're doomed, boy.
I'm not.
Rex is shaping up.
That thing is just a used-up shell. You can't rely on it to save you, boy.
I now understand what Pyra and Mithra wanted. And I understand what I have to do to make it happen. What it means to be driver and blade. Everyone, stand with me one more time.
Look at
Let's
Zeke
get
with that
Pyra
swagger
back
walking
and
like
go to
that.
Elysium.
All right, here we go. Rex, that was pretty good. I'm warming up to you. And Pyra's just sitting there in the middle of the battle. Don't use any AoEs, anyone, all right? Dromark, we just told you to take care of her. Take her out of the middle of the battle. And cutscene.
Oh! Have I mentioned how irritating that ability is?
You did mention that.
She can't hold out forever.
This is ice. Jin, you.
But of course. This is Jin's true power. You may have awesome regenerative powers, but everything becomes once you get down to absolute zero.
Oh, absolute zero.
How many powers does he
While they're
have?
vulnerable, let's do it, Jin!
Rex!
Nia!
I'm not done with you yet!
Morag, this is getting us nowhere.
Oh, too bad.
Puppy! Take this!
Puppy, Tora!
Jin has no time for your comedy relief characters.
It can't end like this!
Enough. Give up, Rex. Forget about us. Rex, please listen to what we have to say. Our power has done nothing but bring you pain.
Yeah, Rex still has his core crystal,
If such
I
a
think.
power didn't exist. We told you we wanted to go to Elysium, but the reason why we wanted to go there was to beg our father to let us die. So forget us, Rex. For the sake of the world, abandon us.
Abandon you? When you are injured, I feel your pain. When you feel pain, I feel the sorrow in your heart.
What the hell? Has he finally cracked?
You really think I can just stand by like this and watch someone I love suffer?
You can make it to Elysium. You can make it, with or without us. So please.
What would be the point of that? Listen, I swore to you. We're going to Elysium together. That's
All of
a
her
promise.
memories are still stored in his part of the core crystal.
I'm going to Elysium for you. I'm doing all of this for you. We'll do it together. We'll find out together. We'll find your place in this world. Find out where we're headed and see what our future holds. So believe me, I won't let the world burn a second time. So, Pyra, Mithra, join me!
Ah, there's his voice acting again. That was a really important moment, man. Oh, wow.
This is our whole being. This is the power we were granted at birth. So, Rex, are you still sure you want this?
Tell me, do you love this world?
Yes, Mia, Azurda, and you, Rex. I love this world because you're in it.
Well then.
We're getting a lot of plot.
What? How?
His voice acting isn't that bad, short of the battle cries. Oh, and is that the new Monado?
New sword!
Yes. I said Monado, not Aegis. Silly me. Oh, wow. I'm getting some serious Xenosaga vibes from her.
Pyra, Mithra!
Apologies, Rex. Worry not. All is well. I am lost no longer.
What's
Oh.
this?
Fancy.
That's better, don't you think?
I could get used to this. Everyone, attack!
Yeah!
Payback time.
For a second there, I thought the game froze. Okay, we're all good. So, third form. Finally, Pyra has tapped into her true power.
Mithra!
In this tutorial, I'll explain about making the most of her in her ascended state. In normal battles, you can achieve Pyra's ascended state when both Pyra or Mithra's affinity and the party gauge are at maximum level, so it's like an ultra chain attack. When you've fulfilled both these conditions, press X while holding down R to trigger the transformation. When Pyra launches a blade combo in her ascended state, her power to make whatever she imagines real lets her choose any combo route. Ooh. Wow. Pyra is incredibly powerful in her ascended state, but she can only sustain it for a limited time. Keep an eye on the gauge as it indicates how long the state will last. But you don't need to worry about that right now. There's no time limit in this battle, so feel free to go to town with Pyra's true power.
Gotcha. Art. Gemini loot. Strength of our bond.
Anchor shot.
Bladeless blade.
I won't let you.
I love that. Bladeless blade. Ugh. I like how it automatically gave me Nia in driver form. Also, wow. That is a big sword. So, I don't mind Rex quite as much anymore, but his voice acting on the yelling isn't as great. And now we're Dragon Ball.
How are you matching my speed? Impossible! You can't have such power!
I don't get it. But I'm not complaining.
Fair enough.
It's what I've been searching for.
Going full anime on them.
Whoa. So this is Pyra and Mithra's true power.
You want some more? He looks so sad.
Rex,
Weak. End me now, or you'll live to regret it.
I don't want to fight you. I just want to get to Elysium. That's all. I won't let you stop me.
That's going to happen. We have goals of our own. You and anything that stands in the way will be wiped out.
What goals?
Our only purpose. Destroy humanity. Destroy the world. Then...
Destroy Architect.
Huh?
I am an Aegis, created by the Architect to erase existence. The ultimate weapon, the Endbringer.
Endbringer?
Quite a title.
Yes, my only purpose is to destroy. I am the Endbringer. That is why I must go to Elysium and awaken the ultimate artifice Ion.
You can't be serious.
I'm nothing but serious.
I assume Ion is the giant Gundam
This is
thing we
the
just saw in the
sacred duty
cutscene.
entrusted to the Aegises by the Architect.
you're wrong. Father doesn't want that. You're deeply mistaken.
Enough. I know I'm right!
Ophion.
Indeed! It ends here!
Wouldn't it be great if we just took control back instantly?
Another guest at the party?
Who's this now? Oh, is it Siren?
That's... Siren.
Bring it on!
Pyra!
I'm fine.
I've had
it with you! Pyra! Mithra!
No!
The cliff!
Yeah, that's a pretty smart choice. Easier to make us fall into the Cloud Sea. Chapter 7, The Fear She Carries. Alright, I guess we're on to Chapter 8. That was a pretty short chapter. It's good to have the 2 back. Or 3, I guess. Oh, just Rex. I really shouldn't save until I'm sure my recording has gone through. It's not very smart of me. But I did, so here we are.
It's quiet today, huh? That bell. I think it was the sound of our heart. Has it stopped? It stopped. But something's still ringing out. Yes. So we have to go now. We've got to be with Rex.
Oh, what's this? It looks like some kind of ruined city. A really complex one, too.
Mithra,
Rex?
all in one piece. I guess if you'd, I'd be feeling it too.
Huh? Yes. I'm okay. Huh.
Still Sundare.
Was I in your lap this whole time?
It's like the opposite of when we met. By the way, I can see you're back to your old self.
I mean, thank you. I didn't say anything strange, did I? Talking in my sleep, or grinding my teeth, or snoring, or I'm such a terrible sleeper.
You snore and grind your teeth?
Well, not always. I mean, it was just a figure of speech, that's all.
It's okay. What with all the fighting and stuff? You're out for the count.
Right. That's good to know. Where are we? Where is everyone?
We're under the Cloud Sea. This must be the place us salvagers call the land of Morytha. I don't know what happened to everyone else. Over there is where we fell.
Under the Cloud Sea. So, wait. So it's like air, land,
way up there?
clouds, water,
Looks like
air,
there's some
land?
kinda powerful updraft coming
Like from top to
below.
bottom?
It saved us. I wonder if it caught the others too. I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
Still okay? Let's get our bearings and then go look for them. We need to find a way out of here.
Any ideas?
Over there.
Are those the World Tree's roots?
Yeah. I bet there's a way up there.
There has to be. I'm good to go. Let's move.
How's Pyra?
She's sleeping. Shall I call her?
Nah. Let her sleep. She's been through a lot.
You're too kind.
Rule 5 of the Salvager Code. Always be...
I don't think we need to hear it. Come on, let's go.
Hey! At least let me finish, spoiled sport.
So this is a full-fledged city, not one of the villages we see on Titans. Is this part of the world that was destroyed? Like, I think the world was destroyed when the Cloud Sea came about and everything from the Architect. Is this pretty much Atlantis then? But seriously, it's like there's air and land under the Cloud Sea. So it's like clouds above the land, or it's like clouds above the normal land, and then it's the air, and then it's the land, which is the Titans. That's the Cloud Sea that the Titans are in. Then below that Cloud Sea is water, or the water that makes up the Cloud Sea. Then below that is more air and more land. This is really weird. I have no clue how this works. Rex is a driver of the Aegis. The power of the master driver has awoken within him. This means Rex can freely engage blades that originally resonated with other drivers. Well then. That's very nice. I was aware that one of my friends for some reason told me not to awaken blades on Rex, so I haven't been. I suppose that's probably why.
Really? You got to meet Adam?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I have broken bits of memory about him. Adam told me something. He told me to fight for the things that I wanted to protect. I made my choice. I fight for you and Pyra. I mean, I'm still not good enough for you, but...
Don't say that. I've made a choice as well. Not to live in fear.
Hey, when you transformed before...
That form, it's our true nature. The sword changed, right?
Yeah.
It's not just physically stronger. It also lets us control artifices at will, so be careful.
Careful?
I mean, don't get carried away.
I see. Which one of you is it, in that form?
Which one?
Deep down.
It's not one or the other. It's both at once.
Like coffee with milk?
What kind of a... Something like that, anyway.
He's simple.
So you're Pithra? Myra?
It doesn't matter. Pyra, Mithra, they're both me. Call me whichever.
Okay, sure.
Oh. In that form. Well, I admit I'll probably be using Pyra less because Mithra is honestly better in combat. So it only feels right to call the combined form Pyra. I feel kind of bad about kind of denying Mithra that, but hopefully she won't really mind.
You can transform at will?
If I need to.
I see.
What? What are you laughing at?
Well, I kind of preferred your hair in that form.
It's like that, is it? You jerk. That sound.
It's the others. Come on.
The banter is kind of nice. Mithra's cooled down a lot.
I can't.
Oh, hi, Jin.
Can't lose to these fools.
What the hell is that?
Jin?
He wound up here too.
Looks like he's running on
Still
empty.
wounded from before.
Rex?
You're too kind, buddy. He could stab you in the back again. He's done it once
You can't
before.
move, right? I can't just let you die here, even if you are my enemy. Mithra,
We must. But don't kid yourself that I think this is a good idea, Rex.
Okay, so we have zombies, I guess. Like, it has kind of a glow like a core crystal, or... Yeah, like it's kind of like a core crystal. Jin is in our party once again. I never thought I would see this again.
let's show him a thing or three.
I'll do with them as I please.
One
Sword
shot!
back!
Let me
Go
show
for
you a
it.
thing or two. Maybe we'll get
I
out of
wasn't
this
planning
alive
on losing
after all.
today.
Yeah, it looks like kind of a weird mutated blade thing. Is this going to be a Telethia situation, or...
But why did you help me? I'm...
Our enemy? Yeah, we know that. Even so, it would have been wrong. I just thought... I can't let it end like that. And... No. It's nothing. Hey! What?
It's back up? That would be Morag.
Those flames!
You've got a lot to learn. You've got to burn these monsters up. That, or smash their core crystal. Otherwise, they'll keep coming.
Rigid! Poppy! Gramps!
Rex, are you okay?
Poppy, find friends!
Okay, so just Brigid with no Morag?
But Jin?
Yeah, he's not in much state to be stabbing us in the back this time.
Really?
Hopefully.
So you lost Tor and the others?
It's fine. Master Pawn is not as soft as he look.
It's faint, but I can feel the energy signature of Morag's weapons. She must be here too.
Okay. Let's rest up, then go look for them.
Hey, Rex. What about that scumbag there?
Ah. I think I beat him up pretty bad in that fight. I couldn't just leave him to die.
I thought it would be something like that.
Huh. Your sweet bleeding heart. So, what are we going to do?
Mithra? Maybe you could,
Fine, whatever. Give me a sec.
What's she doing?
Incredible. What awesome power you've acquired.
This is the power of the Master Blade. The Master Blade possesses the data of all blade cores. This is...
what's wrong?
his heart. It's a human heart.
Huh?
He's... a flesh eater.
Like, what? They seem to kind of come in varying percents, don't they? Like, he has just a human heart.
What? What did you do to me?
Easy. You'll be fine.
It's not perfect, so be careful with it.
Mithra.
My name. You still remember it, do you? I guess that makes sense. You never did return to your crystal, did you?
You're a lucky man, Jin. You've been given the second chance you denied to many brave Ardanians. I doubt your luck would hold up so well if Morag were here.
Mithra, didn't you and Jin?
Yes. We fought together against Malos once. That's why I need to know. Why did you take Malos' side?
You really want to know? You only think you do. If you knew, it'd destroy you too.
I can guess. And I can tell you, it didn't lead me to the same conclusion as you. Laura, she's in there, isn't she?
With everything you've done, we can't forgive you. And if you're gonna keep standing in our way in the future, keep trying to destroy the world, we will stop you. But right now...
Naive kid. This is the land of Morytha. And it's a place of more wickedness than you can imagine.
You know it.
This land was destroyed long before all rest existed.
It's the old world then, yeah.
Birthplace of the architect. That's what Malos said.
The architects...
Jin, I know full well there's no easy way to change your mind. But hear me out. Let's regroup and climb up the world tree. Call it a ceasefire until then, okay?
A united front? As you wish. It's not like I could take you on in this state, anyway.
This feels a bit odd. But I guess that's what we've got. So, where do we go from here? Well, there's no point headed back, so I guess we just press on? I guess so. Forward is the only way. That was a weird turn. We'll just have to head over to that fallen building. We may have him with us, but he's not in the best shape, and we have fewer fires around than we're used to. We should exercise caution as we proceed. Alright, if this next marker is far off, You're engaging Bridget right now, so you'd better live up to the exacting standards set by Morag. Make sure to use Bridget's capabilities to their fullest extent. Man, just endless possibilities, huh? Man, even Rex's art, he looks more confident. And a bit more mature, even. Anyway, we gotta go to this one last,
And arrived.
Oh, this is where we were going.
I'm going to go to this one last waypoint here. And then, assuming it doesn't take ridiculously long, call it. Anyway, cutscene. Time to take break? I think it might be. Much as I'd like to find Lady Morag without a moment's delay, it's not wise to overexert ourselves. Rex in particular is the only driver we have right now, so it would be dangerous for Rex to tire herself out. I wouldn't say I'm worn out just yet, but you're probably right. Better to be safe than sorry. Jin, do you think this area seems safe enough? Yes. I don't sense a hostile presence. Then break time it is! We woke up like 400 meters away from here. Just saying. It's not like we've exerted ourselves that hard.
Can I have a word? I'm Bridget. But I hardly needed to introduce myself to you, did I? You must know practically all there is to know about me by now. The stuff in here, the old me, the me you knew. Is this journal the truth? I need to know if I can trust what I wrote in here.
If you knew, you think it would change anything?
Explain.
The Bridget I knew, well, you aren't her. It's like talking to a whole new Blade.
Makes sense. There's no going back to who I was. But I still need to know. I want to know what I did, what I really thought. And it seems wrong to just forget about the people who were important to me before. I need to remember them.
Jin, please tell. Really, Poppy is only just born. Doesn't know much. But even Poppy knows stories of old drivers very important. Very precious indeed. Memories of Master Pawn very important. Poppy always thinks, must make many more Master Pawn memories.
Ooh, a medal ceremony. How quaint. Oh, I never noticed she had that really long ponytail. I've only ever kind of seen her from the front.
So, I'm officially a Tornan driver now. Okay, let's make some memories.
It's interesting having him as our kind of exposition point for the past. Wouldn't Mithra remember a lot of it? Alright, she doesn't sleep.
Very quiet.
It is.
Poppy think this world achieved very big technological advancement. Many buildings. Many people. Everybody probably very happy here. But
It doesn't matter how many fancy tricks they learn. Deep down, they're all the same. They thought they were making their lives better with all this stuff. But in the end, it destroyed them. No. It's just a ruin.
Poppy was made by technological advancement too. Will Poppy destroy the world as well?
That's my problem too. If this world is Father's world, then Father made me to be as dangerous as any technology.
Poppy and Mithra are the same?
Yes. Kinda.
But if Poppy destroys the world, Master Pawn might get destroyed too. Maybe Mithra should destroy Poppy.
Poppy.
Oh. You don't want to see that echo in
Tor
her.
created you. You could never do something like that. I know it.
But
Hey, let's make a promise.
That's an issue you don't want to see echo in your friend.
a promise?
Yes, that's right, Poppy. Promise that if you ever look like you're about to destroy the world, I will do what you asked of me. But in return, Can you promise me something?
What would you like from Poppy? Mithra is scared of destroying the world too?
Well, I'm doing my best to stop it coming to that. It's something else. It's...
Huh?
No, actually, nothing. I don't have a request right now. Can I think it over?
Of course. Then let's promise.
What's this?
Master Pun taught it to Poppy. He said it's not on promise ritual. Lift hand up in air, then boop, together.
So high
I
five.
see.
That was kind of cute. I think we're all rested enough. Let's move out. We're slowly but surely getting closer to that World Tree. Poppy just hoped Master Paw and others also heading for World Tree. Hoping is all we can do on that front. Even if we don't meet up with them on the way, I think we should wait a while at the base of the tree. That does seem best. What's the holdup? Are we leaving or not? I'm coming. Honestly, the nerve of this guy. Looks like the next stage of our journey will have to be through that opening. Yeah, let's get moving. Alright, and with all the cutscenes, I kind of have to call it here. We made a lot of progress today. I guess next episode we'll just continue up towards the World Tree and hopefully make some progress on finding the others. I hope you guys I hope you guys have a good day until then, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.